Pull it.
The world ain't all sunshine and rainbows.
Well, hello, Mr. Fancy. I got news for you, pal. You ain't leading but two things right now. Jack and shit. Jack left town.
Maybe I am insane. And maybe it's time for you to find out how insane I am. Yeah.
I can kill everyone in this game? Sorry.
By the power of Grayskull.
Etrigan, you stop right there!
Are you ready?
Hey everybody, welcome to this week's episode of the Angrygeeks. I am Lewis Perry, and with me once again, standing in for Jamie Dolan, is the one and only Quinn, Emily Mae.
Hello.
What's going on? I'm glad you're back, man. You had a lot of fun last week, huh?
I had so much fun. I had to come back.
You sure? Now, you're
so
not
sure.
You're not here under duress. You're not here underneath any type of like hidden candy in a van or anything like that. You're here underneath your own will, correct?
Yeah.
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 So what's new? What's going on? Oh, we got comments already. Yes, we got Jaybo McNeil says Yahoo. He's in the back and he's saying Yahoo. And Aviva says good evening. Yes, we do have the toy hunter of New England, the one and only Jaybo McNeil. If you have a toy, this cat will find it for you. Emily, what kind of toys do you want besides Cruella and Harley Quinn? What kind of toys do you want?
Oh, come on. You just got my inventory there.
Yeah,
See, I got my little Cruella right here. She fell down.
Mm-hmm.
But let me say, you know what? I don't have any Jokers. You know, I have Batman. I have a lot of Harley Quinns. I have no Jokers.
Really? Well, I'll tell you what, Jaybo can find you one. And we're also waiting for cover artist Chris Graves. He's going to be here in a little while. So without further ado, let's bring in the toy hunter of New England, the one and only Jaybo McNeil. Now, Jaybo, just to let you know, he found me a couple Jokers. So maybe he can find you one. So, Jay,
yes,
you being here, you are the toy hunter, man. I mean, anybody needs any type of toy, they can hit you up on your Facebook page, and you will find that. So what is the hottest toy in the market today? What is the thing that people are looking for today?
The one thing that everybody's looking for right now is Eddie Munson from Stranger Things. Right now they're looking for the pop. I don't know why, maybe because of the whole ending thing, but I don't want to ruin it for anybody that hasn't seen it, but they all want him. I think he's cool because he reminds me as when I was a teenager, I played Dungeons and Dragons religiously. And I mean,
wait, hold on 1 second. Who made Dungeons and Dragons?
You told me this. It was 3 letters, wasn't it?
Yes, three letters. Ready?
T.
Yes.
There was a T.
No.
TSR.
LSR.
I don't know.
Yes.
I knew it was letters. You can't ask me to remember something. I clearly can't remember less than 5 minutes ago.
Yes. She's got it right.
All right.
She's got it right.
Yes. All right, so go ahead.
But yeah, Eddie's been like the hot toy right now for Pops. As you know, I dabble in Pops as well too. I've had people asking me, "Did you get any Eddie Pops in at your work?" And I'm like, "Unfortunately, no." Like right now, I mean, I can look up in the system and I can see we have. Right now, he is the hottest Pop right now. We're waiting to see if he's going to start making con appearances.
Okay.
I mean, and he can play the guitar. I don't know if you've seen the videos where he's actually like, he's ripping on the guitar playing Master of the Puppets, like straight out. He's probably one of the hottest toys right now for Pops. I mean, unless if anybody could or wants to send me to San Diego Comic-Con next year, I would love for you to send me there. I mean, they've dropped so much stuff coming from San Diego. I'm at work and I'm on my phone like, hey, let me see what's coming.
Okay.
So about 3 days ago, they announced Dr. Mindbender from G.I. Joe. They're coming out with a 6-inch Mindbender. And if you've watched it when they created this one character, he had collected pieces from dead generals of
to
the
build
world.
Serpentor. Yeah.
Right. So I told my friend, I goes, listen, they're going to come out with Serpentor. They just announced Men Mindbender, and they're going to come out with him. And don't you know, at San Diego, they announced the 6-inch Serpentor figure coming out. He comes with the Sky Chariot, everything. I mean, I'm geeking out, and I'm like, sweetie, can I pre-order him? And she's like, does the money come out right away? I goes, no, it doesn't come out until they release it. But my wife, she's like the champ. She's been there for me. So she puts up with my craziness, and Lewis knows my craziness. So it's
all right.
it's
So
insane.
all right, Jay. So say someone like M comes up to you and she says, "All right, Jaybo, I know you're a toy hunter. I'm looking for a Joker figure. It doesn't matter what figure it is. I just want a Joker figure to go in my collection." What would you recommend? What figure would you recommend for her? What figure would you go on the hunt for?
I would go with the McFarlane came out with the 3 Jokers. Okay. So there's the Joker from the Arkham Asylum game.
Mm-hmm.
He has that very long face.
Yep.
Then he came out with the Killing Joke, which is the Joker with the camera.
Yep.
And then there was your standard regular Joker. I tell people I liked the Arkham Asylum Joker just because he was really evil in that game.
Yeah.
I mean, just by the designs, and McFarlane does some incredible work with their figure designs. As you can see, like with our artist that's going to be on tonight, he did a Spawn Gunslinger, and I have this figure, and this figure is awesome. I don't know if I can curse or not. I don't want to curse if it's a PG show. I'll try to keep my cursing down.
That was flinging great.
Yeah, I was like, beep, 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 beep. But I would definitely go with the Arkham Asylum Joker. Just a really good sculpt on the figure itself. But with McFarlane, you also have to watch for the gold label. So the gold labels were only really gotten through McFarlane's
Guys,
website.
can you pull that up so he can be Jay, you want to show that again? Okay.
All right. So this is the gold label. All right. Gold labels are usually gotten through McFarlane's website. Some stores do get them. So this right here, if you can see, I'm trying to make them not so shiny.
Yeah, perfect. That's a good shot.
This is Lex Luthor in a power suit, but the Superman power suit.
Mm-hmm.
So they have another one of him that is in his normal green and purple. So the McFarlane gold label comes in a different sculpt, different paint job, everything. They have chase figures out there that are gray. I have yet to see a gray Joker. I have a
gray Lobo.
I have a gray Lobo.
Okay, what would you pay for a price like that? I mean, I seen it. It seemed pretty fair for me, but what would you pay for a price of a gray Lobo? And what's the difference between a gray chase figure? How would you break it down?
So the way that I call them, Grace, is they're already primed, so you can do your own paint job on these. McFarlane had released a line of figures from Warhammer 40,000. He already had a paint job one, and then he had a straight matte gray figure, so you can do your own paint job like we used to do with our old Dungeons and Dragons figures. We'd paint them up to how we'd like them to be looked at. So the gray figures there are not many out there, as you know, Lewis. Like if you find one, it's usually maybe one every 3 to 4 cases, and in a case there's about 12 figures, depending on how big the figure is. It's extremely rare to find one that has not been bought, scooped up, or I've seen other scalpers that I call them go in and they'll see, like, say you have 4 figures there, they'll go in, take their ones that they want, and then they will trash the other figures behind them. It happened to me once when I was at a Walmart just looking at figures, and I saw a guy literally these were Mandalorian figures. He found the new one and he just crushed everything behind it, so it ruins it for the next collector.
Oh my god!
So I mean, that's a dickish move. I mean, would you agree?
Huge.
Yeah.
I've never heard of that before. That's
for me that's a big problem, and I will call out anybody for doing that. Lewis knows that. Yes, do I sell figures? Yes, I do sell figures, but I also hunt for figures in my own collection. I've been collecting for over 35 years.
Yeah, Will Yates is coming in, and Will says that he agrees. It definitely.
Yes, Will, it definitely is.
Big time.
I go out. I really go out like when Toys R Us was around. Coming back, Macy's.
Man, I was gonna say it's gonna be a Macy's, but I worked in a Macy's, and I can guarantee you it's not gonna be as good. But you know what?
Yeah, but
we'll
me and my wife religiously would go out every weekend, and we'd go toy hunting. If I'd hit a local toy shop, which I've done a couple times, I'll go to like Rubber Chicken Comics. That's down here in Milford, Mass. It's close by. I'll go down to Eric's Alternate Universe Comics,
sponsor of the Angrygeeks,
and I will go. I mean, that's a long drive for me, Quinderella. That's a 2.5 hour drive. So I will drive for that. But on the weekends, we used to go out every weekend. Me and my wife, we'd go out, have lunch or breakfast, and then we would go hunting. And like I said, I love her to death because she loves my passion. But then she also yells at me because sometimes my passion gets the best of my bank account.
Yep.
And,
I feel that.
And she's been my rock. Hey, Thomas, what's going on, man?
Hey, Thomas, how you doing,
Tom.
brother? And Steven says, "Hi, Quinderella, I love you."
I always love it when Lewis has got to try and read the screen.
I know, because it's like so far away. Was that Steven Mancuso?
Again. Oh, looks like you just said the same thing.
Yeah.
Mancuso.
I can't get enough love, apparently.
Yeah. But San Diego really drove me nuts this past week just because of all their action figure drops. Hey, Jess, how you doing?
And Jessica says, "Hi, Jaybo." Okay.
She's one of my cosplayers that's at our Bacon Fest that we got going on. But
yeah, we will talk about Bacon Fest in a little bit. All right, so Jay, what if Quinderella, or M, as I like to call her, what if she wants a vintage Joker figure? What would you recommend?
Vintage Joker, like how vintage do you want? Because vintage goes back to the Mego days.
We'll talk about Mego, because Mego is my what do the youngins say today? Mego is my jam. So we'll talk. Shut up, you. Well,
Mego's lit.
That's what we say. Lit. We'll talk about Migos in a minute.
LIT is the place to be.
Michael J says hello. Hey, Mike, how you doing? So let's talk. I don't know. Maybe Hasbro. Let's talk Hasbro. What Joker figure would you?
Hasbro, I don't think really has done one that's been good enough, because it's mostly been LJN has done the old Super Friends.
Correct.
That one I like because that was really the way they did that sculpt was towards the 70s Super Friends cartoon. He was very campy. He had that flower on his lapel there, and
right.
If you really wanted like a classic Joker, I would go with the 1970s Superpowers, they were called, line. I don't know if Lewis knows, but McFarlane is also putting out a new line of the Superpowers figures.
Oh.
I'm looking for mine.
They just announced that they've come out with the Batman. They've come out with the Superman. And Lewis, they've even come out with the Superman car where he has the two fists on the front.
Really? They're re-releasing. I'm looking for that too.
Yeah, and it's about.
Well, you've been in the geek layer, and so has Batman himself. Matches Malone is watching.
Matches.
Right? And look at that. He's been in the geek layer many times as well. So but, it's I can't find anything.
I would definitely go with a 1970s Joker, just because it was more accurate to the cartoon back in the day when we had Saturday morning cartoons. And unfortunately,
yes, I know
we don't have those anymore. But I would definitely go with that, just because of its classic look. I mean, it was like one of the things. It didn't come with much. He didn't come with a gun. It was just the Joker and his little lapel, and that was really it. I mean, they were classic figures back then. They didn't come with all the accessories that we get now.
It's not like the interchangeable hands and everything like that. Right.
Right. They didn't come with any of that stuff.
Right.
The only thing I've ever seen from the 70s Super Friends was Batman with a Batarang, and that was about it. Nothing really much on that stuff.
With
So
these, like, they come with like a bunch of like bonus pieces and everything nowadays. You can move like different heads, different arms. Like, it just comes like a billion little pieces and stuff.
Yeah. So for me, when I buy stuff now, I make sure, because we have a cat, I make sure none is left out for said cat to eat said items, as we know. And our cat likes to chew on things. So I've had to replace one figure once, and it was very hard, and it cost me to replace it. So
my gosh.
I love them.
I'm going to give the floor to you. Do you have any questions for the toy hunter?
She's like, what is TSR?
I'm trying to think.
What is Dungeons and Dragons?
So you already said, I really did. I mean, you already answered, like, I really was wondering what was the most popular pop right now. And you said Stranger Things.
Yes,
now I'm going to say something really stupid. And I was like, I didn't even know there were Stranger Things pops. But now I got to remember, I was shopping for them the other day, and there's pops of like literally everything. Mm-hmm. I'm amazed.
Yeah.
I could never get seriously into that. I have the Harley Quinn ones, and I have Oswald Cobblepot, Robin Lord Taylor, because I was obsessed with him for a long time. But
I got to meet him once. He's a very nice man.
I've met him so many times because, like, I just went to cons just for him, and I adore him. He's the nicest guy ever.
Yeah, right now, Stranger Things, Thomas, I mean, they are the hottest item right now. They're coming out with two new pieces for the Stranger Things, and they are Will and they are 11, but they're from what Will is in the upside down, and 11 is in her little suit with a little bleed. And these are brand new, like, pops that haven't even been released yet.
So for Stranger Things, do you know, like, they make those huge pops, like the big ones that are like, do they have Stranger Things for those yet? I know they don't really have a lot.
They haven't done any over the normal 6-inch.
Right.
I have not.
I thought they did the Gorgon, one of the monsters.
Lewis, this is hold on. This is 6-inch.
It's metrics now.
Right. The one that's bigger they have not made is a 10-inch.
They can get really big. Like, I'm talking about
because I have
the size of like a monitor here.
Yeah, I have the black light Demogorgon.
There you go, 10-inch Demogorgon. Thank you,
Tom is like, I have to like educate all of you people.
Yeah, that's what I said. I thought I knew they had something.
He's like, I'm right here. I said it.
I'll slap Thomas around this weekend.
That's what I said. I knew they had a big one.
He's an expensive one right now. 10-inch pops, especially Stranger Things pops, are crazy.
I can't even. Yeah. Oh my god, I can imagine.
I mean,
I've seen the Batman one for that a lot, and I just wonder, like,
I've seen
Pikachu. They're not like really as popular, like, you know, as I just said, like, you can find those little pops like everywhere, everywhere, everything, but the big ones really not as many options in those. I'm assuming, correct?
No, they don't do a lot of 10-inch ones, and they really pick, like, so you have your big 18-inch, which is the Batman you've seen. They've done a Pikachu, they've done a Baby Groot, and those are like $100 pops straight out of the box right there.
It's crazy.
I just picked up a black light. Oh God, I can't remember his name now. He's from the What If series. They just came out with him and Infinity Warmonger.
Okay.
And he's a good 10 inches, and he's black light. And people are like scooping him up too.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, that's why I tell people, like, if you're going to get into the pop collecting, be careful, because it is a dangerous rabbit hole to go down to.
I've seen it. I've just seen some people, like,
my wife can attest to that. Like, she's gone down the rabbit hole.
Hi, Ty.
I told her, you know, like, let's work on one series of pops.
Louie, Mom says, tell Louie I love him.
I love you too, Mom.
And yes, Thomas, it is a dangerous black hole to go down. So I tell people, if you're going to get into pops, pick one series that you want to get a full collection of first.
Right.
because there could be that one that you might have missed out, and it could be what they call vaulted pop. A vaulted pop means they're not making it anymore.
Okay.
So that means the price.
So probably you can find that for like a ridiculous amount of money. Then I'm assuming.
Yeah, and I do have one of those now.
Well,
what
where
happens?
is it, Lewis?
It's over here in the Geek Lair, and you've seen it. If you do get a vaulted pop and you have one and it's out of the box, can you still get a box for it? Because you know what pop I'm talking about.
No, you can't get pop. You can't get boxes.
Okay, because I have the original Rocky Balboa pop, and Jay, you actually held it in your hand, and that pop is, from what I'm told, the people from Mego, which we'll get to in a couple minutes, and Funko themselves, when I posted, I actually posted one of my Megos from when I was a kid online, and they were more interested in the Rocky Pop itself, saying, "Do you know what you have there?" And do you recall the post?
Yep.
And I was like, "Yeah, it was a gift. Somebody gave it to me, but they gave it to me out of the box, and it's even out of the box, it's like worth outrageous money."
I mean, you can.
So how does that happen?
You can always print boxes, but a lot of collectors don't.
Jessica says, "LOL, yeah, Pop Funko rabbit hole is crazy."
Yeah, Jess is now delving into the pop thing. A lot of people, sometimes what they do is if they get the pop, they'll flatten it. They won't destroy the box. They'll flatten it and they'll put it away. And that's what I've told Jess to do. Like, hey, any pops that you have that you want to open, save the plastic piece that goes inside, but flatten the box. Don't rip it up or tear it up or anything like that, because then I'll have a heart attack if you do that. Because I've seen it. I follow a guy on Instagram, and I'll tell you right now, when he tears a pop apart, Lewis, he literally tears the pop whole box, everything out of it. It's very hard. It comes into a gray area with printing your own boxes too, because some people that are collectors, they'll say, well, that's not an official box. Sometimes, and I mean sometimes, Lewis, you can always reach out to Funko, and sometimes if they have the boxes still, they'll probably send you a box. I've seen them do it with stickers. Aviva says, don't come to our house. We have tons of toys and no boxes. Aviva, I got to ask for the nitro right now because my heart is like going so fast.
She says pops included. That's a question. LOL, Emily's eyes when Jaybo said the guy rips open the box. I know. So you do have toys. You do collect. Do you take your stuff out of the box, or do you keep it in the box?
Give me another heart
what
attack.
do you do?
Most of the time for me, I actually don't for most of them. I have this one right here. That was like really cheap, honestly. That was, what was that con we just had? It was the first time con. It was in Boston a few months ago. Was it March or something?
Wicked Comic Con?
Yes, thank you. I got it at Wicked Comic Con. It wasn't much at all.
Oh, so you probably saw me there, Emily.
Oh, there you go.
See, Lewis.
I have the same one.
No, Emily's is a little bit.
No, Emily's is different, but I do have that one somewhere.
In his Geek Lair.
Yeah, in the Geek Lair, I do have that
I'm saying
one.
It was cheap. I didn't pay anything. My boyfriend bought it for me, but technically it was very cheap for me. But yeah. So that one, it really wasn't even in the box on the display.
Lewis, why are you showing guns on the screen?
Jeez, Lewis.
Well, it's Harley. No.
I have some in the back there. They're still in the box. The collectibles. But I rarely take my Harley ones out of the box. I think that might be the only one I have that is out.
All right, so you like Harley. So I have to ask, did you get the Harley Quinn pop that comes with the championship belt yet?
I have not.
A
lot of my Harley, I'll be honest with you, like I said, I didn't really get into the pop collecting thing. The majority of my pop dolls for Harley have been gifted to me.
Okay. Oh. Well, there is one coming out that does come with a championship belt.
Okay.
It's not out yet. It is due to come out. I'm not going to lie. I went on Amazon and I found them on Amazon. I usually order 2 of everything. I usually keep one in the box and I usually open one up.
Oh, okay.
If it is something that you're looking for, let me know. And if it comes in, I sell stuff at cost. If it's $10, it's $10. So
we're getting some comments, so I'm gonna have to bring up these comments. But the last
I'll read them for you, Lewis. Okay, because my eyes are good.
I know that the monitor's like way over there.
Yeah.
I gotta train Em. She's gotta read the comments for me. I have the last figure that I actually got two of was the Lobo figure, where I did take it out of the box, as everyone saw. Well, I got one in the box, and I bought one to take out of the box. A lot of my statues, all the as you know, Jay, and everyone knows, I do take all the statues. Yeah, statues. I take them all out, and all the props too. They all come out,
like the millionaire behind him.
No, that's hey, and the guest of honor, Mr. Chris Graves, is finally arrived. Only a half hour late. We'll get to Chris in 1 second. He was probably in the gym. I already did it, brother. So you missed it. So this is Stormbreaker behind me. So I'll tell you what, we're gonna give Chris a couple 30 seconds just to relax, so we can brief him in. We're gonna take a quick 30 seconds for our sponsor, but before we do, one of our own is in dire need. So we're going to just bring this up. There is a fundraiser for Sue Soares, a member of the Alternate Reality Entertainment family. So please go to the GoFundMe page and donate for Sue. I just want to bring this up right now to help with some medical bills for Sue. Sue is the talent relations, press relations for Alternate Reality. She is a great person, so please, if you can spare a couple dollars, couple pennies, couple whatever, please go on over and help her for the GoFundMe. And please, go ahead, go on over.
She's a great person.
Yes, she is. She's a terrific person. Love her to death. So please head on over there and do that. That link will be up on the Angry Geek Show page, and I'm going to actually share that right now before we get to our sponsor. So let's pull it up right here. And I just got a text message too, by the way. And it's probably...
And we'll all just bust Chris's balls because he's like...
that was my
so... Yes, and there you go. Just go to that link right there. So let's take 30 seconds really quick to pay the bills. And when we come back, we're going to talk to the guest of honor, the one and only Chris Graves.
Squared Collectibles. 39 Wedgwood Drive, Suite 232. Inside the Slater Mill Mall. Pokemon every Saturday mornings. Become a Pokemon Blaster. Magic the Gathering every Friday night. Comics, toys, vinyls, diecast, and more. Find your inner hero at CH Square Collectibles. Proud sponsor of the Angry Geeks Show.
I don't know about you, Em. I said it last week, and I say it again. Every time I hear that, I feel like I'm back in the 60s or 70s, and all I want to do is friggin' dance, man. That's all I want to do. Chris, welcome to the Angry Geek Show. Only a half hour late. I mean, what are you, a prima donna or something? What? Your apologies. I'm going to have to buy you a watch.
No, we had all kinds of technical difficulties over here. We had storms run through, so it took a minute.
Yeah, I was worried about it as well. We're having some. So, Chris, before we get to you, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself? I mean, we already showed some of your artwork. Yeah, the Gunslinger Spawn. It was just,
awesome.
We brought it up earlier. Just incredible, man. We just love it. And we were talking, I wanted to bring this up, okay?
Go for
we
it.
were talking Stranger Things. We were talking about Eddie himself. Jaybo is a toy hunter. He's a toy collector. One of the hottest pops that are out there is Eddie. And I so badly wanted to bring this up, but I was waiting for you. Now, on your Facebook page, you said that this was a quick drawing. This is a quick sketch. How quick was it?
A few hours. Nothing crazy. Like from concept to finish. I just kind of rushed through it with digital. So digital helps out when you're trying to get something down quick.
I mean, dude, this is. I told you the last time we spoke. This is friggin' badass. Is this going to be available for a print? Are you going to be selling this?
Believe it or not, I haven't really gotten to the print stuff yet. I get requests, and I'm just not sure how. Not that I don't know how, but how I feel about selling prints of stuff that's not mine. I guess that's kind of weird. I guess.
Okay. All right, and then what can you tell us about this piece right here?
So this is my character. It's Writhe and Sullen. It's kind of like a father-daughter team, and there's like a child abduction, like trafficking thing going on in town, and he's a detective that lost his younger daughter to it. So he kind of pours himself into work, and he's kind of she feels like kind of left out, but she's going through this thing where she's also has these repressed witch powers. It'll be explained a lot better in the story.
Okay.
But yeah, so due to a whole bunch of unfortunate circumstances, she ends up encasing him in this mask, and we call it the suit of Sullen, where it's just like it's all these tortured souls, and it kind of just envelops the wearer, and it's just in constant pain and agony. So he's kind of he's kind of forced to wear this suit of pain, so to speak. And she gets these cool witch powers, and she's got this cool scarf, and hopefully the visuals really speak for themselves.
I mean, it looks incredible. I mean,
yeah.
Thanks, man. This is page 2. My thought process was like, 1, to start explaining something, and then 2 and 3 open double page splash, and it kind of hits you, kind of lets you know where the art is going to go and the feel you're going to get for the book.
Okay, tell us a little bit about the book. Is it out? When is it coming out? Is it Kickstarter going to happen? I want to get behind this project. I want to read this project. The artwork is like, whenever you pick up a book, it's the artwork that's going to suck you in. Your stuff, I told you the last time we talked, your stuff is just phenomenal, dude, man. When I talked to M earlier, when I talked to Jaybo, when I told him he's going to share the spotlight with you tonight, that you are one incredible cat. Your artwork just took me by storm, and you just blew me away.
You're too kind, man. I appreciate it.
Where can you, dude? I mean, Jay is a huge Venom fan. He was going through your stuff, and
yeah, man,
your Spider-Man just blew him away.
You're stalking like a lot of people don't realize. Like I'm a big fan of 2 characters. Venom is one. I've been a fan of him when he was the villain. I've also been a fan of Orko from He-Man, and Lewis knows this, but when I saw your Venom stuff, I was like, wow, that like is just amazing to see how. I love to see everybody's interpretations of that character, because no one is going to draw him the same. He's always different. He's always fluid. I'm still plugging away at the new storyline with the new Venom, but for me, Eddie Brock will always be like the person.
Yeah, that's my Venom, so to speak.
I mean, I've loved Venom so much that I've even put artwork on me. And I have I have the whole back side of my right side of my back done. I've always loved this character. I mean, he was that like outcast that everybody knew of but didn't really like that much. So that's how I felt when I was young. I was like, I can relate to him. He's an outcast. No one likes him that much. And he kept to himself. And he played in the fun house, which is your head. That's what I call it all the time. And once I saw your work, I was like, I see the Venom, and then I see your nice Spider-Man, symbiote Spider-Man, like, in the black suit, like, just amazing. Amazing.
Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Now, I'm kind of reluctant to show this one because I don't want to offend my co-host over here.
Oh, just do it. You know you will.
I don't want you to get the wrong idea. But it's the only Harley Quinn I can find. Now, Chris.
It's fine. It was so over dramatic.
Well, it's the only Harley Quinn I can find, and I wanted to bring it up. And dude, I mean, you just rock it out of the park all the time. And no, I'm not being over dramatic. And Johnny was
I
in
respect
the house.
it. I respect it. Thank you.
Okay, I was like, do I show it? Do I not show it? It's the only Harley Quinn I can find, and I was like, damn you, Chris.
Then go
Why
for
you have to
it.
do
Then
the
you
Janet
go for it. It's the only
Jackson?
Harley Quinn you got. I'd definitely go for it. It's cool. It looks great.
Thank you.
I was like, damn it!
Version of that. It's like it's that throwback to that Janet Jackson cover, like that.
That's yeah, I know. I was looking at. I was
with her Justin Timberlake. Hey,
No, I was like, oh man! I was like, crap. I was like, okay, so do I or do I not? I was like, crap. Sorry,
I'm not one of the millennials that gets like offended by like everything.
Well, that's what I was worried about. I was
like,
like, do I or do I not?
I'm just like, no. It's pretty tough to do that for me. So.
All right, now I know for the future. How about that?
Right.
So, Chris, how long have you been doing this? And let's talk about that Gunslinger Spawn cover. That must have been like just amazing. How did all that come about? Did they approach you? Did you approach them? How did that happen?
Unfortunately, I don't know what got crossed out. That's not an official cover.
Yeah,
but I did do a Gunslinger piece that got into a Spawn book. So that was kind of
that's what I was talking about. How did that happen?
Oh yeah. I got a message from someone who follows me on Instagram, and they're like, "Hey, is this you?" And they showed me my work, and it was in a book. I said, "Holy shit, yeah, that's me."
Hi, Chandra.
And it was,
okay.
So I was as shocked as anybody else was. So that was cool. And but I reached out to people in charge at Spawn, and they're looking at my portfolio right now. So that's kind of cool.
Okay, and I know your wife went out and bought all the books. You can't find the book because your wife bought them all.
She took them all, man. She's a hell of a supporter. When I did Vampirella, she went to every comic book store she could, and she grabbed them all. So I got good support that way.
Let's go back to your book. When is it coming out? When could we support it? I mean, I want this thing so bad.
So we're in the very, very beginning stages. So I mean, I got the stories there. I'm just fine tuning that, and I'm penciling the pages as I go along. Because my biggest thing is I want the pages at least penciled and inked before I put it out there. Because I want that to be one of the selling points is, look, this thing is just about done. So this way, when they go to back it, they know, all right, look, the ink's done. We're getting some colors, and then, I can work on the other tiers and stuff like that. Like that. Okay. The extra stuff.
All right. Who's your choice of colorist?
I don't know. I've been doing some work with Dan Kemp. So I'm a huge Spawn fan. So I mean, anybody knows me knows that. So I'm a huge Spawn fan. McFarlane and Capullo has inspired me in so many ways. And I've been lucky enough to actually get to do a cover with Chance Wolf, who used to ink Spawn. And he hooked me up with Dan Kemp. And so I'm hoping when I'm ready, his schedule aligns, and he's someone that I would really like to work with for sure.
Okay. Question of the week time. Okay. Oh shit. Question of the week. Are you guys ready for this week's question of the week? This question of the week is brought to you by Alternate Universe LLC, Milford and New Haven. What is your best pickup line? Oh, we'll start off with Jaybo. What is your best pickup line? And then we'll move to Chris. So Jay, what's your best pickup line?
I make six figures, and here are my action figures. That will be my line, because if you don't like me for what I have and what I am, then that's how I see it. This is my six figures.
Oh, okay. Six figures, and here's my action figures. Okay, Chris, what is your best? What is your best pickup line?
I've been married for so long. It's just like I lost that stuff, man.
Chris, just your line. You come here often.
My best pickup line is, "Babe, I did the dishes. I took out the trash." That's kind of how I work.
No, then the comeback line for that is, okay, then that means I have to do them again.
Emily, your best pickup line.
Okay. excuse me, is there a phone in your pants? Because that butt is calling me.
Emily wins with 5 points tonight. Wow, that was a good one.
Emily killed it. Sorry.
For sure.
Don't ask me how.
She beat my 6 figures, so.
Oh my God, that was awesome. Is that a phone in your pants? Because that butt is called out. Oh, all right. Oh, all right. Back to Chris. Chris, how long have you been drawing for?
The butt. That's a new thing to the butt dial, I guess. I don't know. I've been doing it for a while. You know, just. Forever. Even any other job, like if I when I was in construction or when I was a corrections officer, I'd always be doodling. So it's always been something I've been doing since I was a kid. And in every stage of my life, I'm always drawing, doodling. I even tattooed for a little bit. And but just recently, it's been about a year that, you know, some cool things have happened for me. So it's been pretty exciting year so far, for sure.
What's the difference between drawing on paper and drawing on someone's skin? The first time you did a tattoo, were you nervous?
Hell yeah. That's the main reason why. That's one of the reasons why I don't still do it. It's I get very particular. So like, even if I miss a line and someone didn't see it, that would ring in my head like all day. Like, oh, I can't believe I screwed that up. And it's a different level. Like, you know, digital or paper, you can erase that stuff, man. White it out. When you jack somebody's skin up, man, it's messed up.
The whole regrets thing.
Yeah. No regrets.
No regrets.
No regrets. Really, you can't think of one.
All right. What was the oddest tattoo that you did? Do you recall?
Fortunately, I didn't have to do anything too crazy. You know, a lot of spiders, a lot of skulls. You know, tribal's the worst. You know, people were still getting that.
What did we call those back in the day on some people? They were called tramp stamps. I hate to say it, but they were so popular back in the day.
When they were on the lower back, they called it the bullseye, right?
Yeah.
And Chandra says, ink don't go in like ink on a page. It's pain.
Yes.
Yeah.
I just had a friend get their first tattoo, and he was like, oh, you know, it's going to be painful. And I'm like, it's a weird pain though. When you get it, it's going to suck. And then right after it's done, you're like, you start getting this itch, like, yeah, I could go for another one. So you start to get.
Yeah, I can agree to that.
Getting them all over.
I can definitely agree to that. Like,
yeah, man.
Yeah.
You know, I took my whole love for Venom to the extreme on my arm. It goes Venom, Carnage, and then Toxin, all like that. And once you get one, it is
That's
like
badass.
a bug. It's a bug. You know, you got to, what's my next one? Where's the next one going? And like Chandra said, tattooing skin is definitely different from even writing on a piece of paper. 2 totally different textures. Lewis, I get to do your tattoo next for free. We're going to get the gun out and we're going to try it.
You do your own?
No.
He gets Lewis gets the little pin out with a little ink tray there, and he starts tattooing.
You get a good deal.
No way! I do not do mine for free. No, not at all. No. So, Chris, how long did this take?
You're gonna laugh at this one too. That's a couple hours.
Wow!
Really?
Yeah, man. It's one of those things though, like, so if I got to really think about it, that's where a lot of the time takes. But for me, if I already have an image in my head, I can throw it down pretty quick.
That's amazing.
Okay.
That thing reminds me of Clint Eastwood in a way. Just the way that his like face looks. Even though it's a side profile view, if you look the way his chin and everything is, it reminds me of Clint Eastwood. Like that's a bad mofo right there. He's just gonna put a bullet somewhere.
Yeah, I'm a Clint fan. I must have did it subconsciously and didn't even realize.
Yeah, it's amazing work. I mean, the work that you do,
I appreciate it.
Blows my mind.
We got to take another 30 seconds when we come back. Emily, you're going to have a question for Chris, I hope. We'll be right back with another 30-second break for another sponsor. Wrong button, stupid. Come on.
30.
BST presents Mega Clash, August 20th from the Raffola Center in Bridgeport, Connecticut. Watch newly crowned Monarch champion Evie De La Rosa defend her title against Vina Von Star. A rivalry reignited in the main event. Lucas Chase challenges Dustin Waller in a ladder match for the BST Championship. It all comes to a head one final time. BST presents.
Oh, guys, what are you guys doing? You guys are still laughing. I know you're still laughing about the butt joke. Once again, I want to remind everyone about the GoFundMe for Sue Soares. Please head on over to the GoFundMe site and please click on that and donate. Sue is a wonderful person and she really needs your help. So please head on over to the Angrygeeks approved GoFundMe and donate if you can. Every little bit counts. Question for our guest of honor.
Yeah. So I heard that you said you were a correctional officer, I believe is what you said.
I was.
Yeah. I find it interesting. So like this whole, like, you're clearly incredibly talented. You are incredibly skilled with the art and stuff. And it's just clearly like just mindless for you. Is this something that you knew you wanted to do for a long time? Like, is this something you wanted to go to school for, like as a major?
No, I never wanted. That's a lie. No, yeah. So I did when I was in high school. I did actually want to. Like, the dream was like, go to, because I'm South Jersey area. I wanted to go to Philadelphia School of Art. Get a job that way and like live in the city. That whole thing, and then life happens and you just go a different route. And then I was completely content just doing my thing. And then a buddy brought over a tattoo machine. And like I said, I had been doodling stuff like that, and tattooing was kind of what sparked my interest back into art again.
Wow.
And then I got, I was out of like I wasn't even read comics. I wasn't really into anything like that. I was sketching here and there, but nothing too serious. And so it was my buddy bringing over a tattoo set, which I had no idea about. And he's like, "Yeah, man, start drilling."
Wow.
And I said, "All right." That's kind of what.
That's so cool. Okay, so I think it's really cool because like I can relate because my dad actually, he's a lawyer, but I actually was showing Lewis, like he can just like sit down and just do all these crazy drawings. Like there's his Dr. Doom there.
Oh yeah, hell yeah, man.
Yeah, that's but awesome. He has a bunch of stuff like that, and it's just it just, as you said, like life happens, it goes a different way. Like, yeah, like I tell people he's a lawyer, but he's so good with like the drawing and music. But it's exactly what you said. Like you'd be like, "Oh, I was a correctional officer, but like look what I can do." People are like, "What are you doing being like a correctional officer? Like you should be doing this. Like you're great."
Yeah, well, especially with COVID, when COVID happened and and everything was shutting down. You start thinking about alternative means of money, and I think that's kind of a foot to my ass was about all right, look, nothing's going on outside of your house right now, so let's see what we can do with our art. And that's slowly started doing like a cover here or a pin up there, and then some small sequential stuff, and then it just started kind of snowballing. So that kind of worked out.
It's really cool. I didn't even think about the COVID thing. Yeah. That's so true. That's really cool. I love also the tattoo machine story that just like happened one day. You didn't know he was bringing that over.
Yeah. He walks in with this metal basket thing, like almost like a briefcase type thing. And I'm like, "What the hell is that?" And he opens it up. It's all this tattoo and stuff. And this was a little while ago, but in YouTube, it was kind of like taboo to put tattoo information on anything. It was like kept in house. You really had to learn it from an apprenticeship. And I had zero idea depth, how far to go, not to go, and what needles did what. And he said, "The hell with it, man. Let's do it." And I jumped right in.
Wow. Super credit to you. Super props. That's so cool.
Hey, thank you.
Do you think that maybe, don't laugh at me, young lady. Do you think that maybe you should have went out and bought like a porterhouse steak and like practice on the stake.
I did. It wasn't a stake.
Are you serious?
I'm dead serious. No. So I'm doing all this research, and I'm trying to find out. Like, all right, I'm clearly jacking my friends up. Like, I'm like these big old blots and these nasty lines. I'm like, all right, I got to figure something out. So I ended up finding some stuff, and you're able to use like banana skin and orange skin. And if you can get a line without it wilting the next day, you did it right. So then I went to the next level, and I went to a butcher shop, and the closest thing to human skin is pig skin, believe it or not. Okay. So I would have to buy slabs of pig skin, and I was tattooing on that, trying to get fades and lines, straight lines. But I screwed up. I bought the wrong stuff. It still had this like subcutaneous fat there. So when it starts getting just melting all over the place, and I'm like, what the hell? And it was just a big old mess. And I said, screw that. We're going back to oranges and bananas. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, because they're the closest to skin, especially like porous, to accept ink and stuff like that.
Correct.
I remember seeing something like that. Like, it's the closest thing you'll get. But Lewis, get the pig out, start tattooing, all right?
Yeah, man,
get the pig out, Lewis.
I was totally joking. I thought she was gonna
make Lewis a T-shirt with that. Get the pig out, Lewis.
Get the pig out.
Get the pig out, Lewis. I thought she was gonna make fun of me. I was like, no, she's gonna make fun of me for this.
Why would I do such a thing?
Get the pig out and don't butt dial me or something.
It is good TV. Yes, a butt dial because it's good TV.
Butt dial for good TV.
Yes, I thought she was gonna be like, "What are you talking about? A steak? What? No, oh my God, that's amazing."
Sounds like you're making fun of me.
No, not at all. No, you crazy? I was afraid to pull up the Harley Quinn picture. Vampirella, how did that come about?
Yeah, so I was working with somebody who had a contact, and they were like, "Hey, are you interested in doing it? It's a short amount of time." And so it was like, I want to say it was 12 pages in 9 or 10 days or something like that. And wow. I kind of fast, so I was like, screw it, let's do it, because I wasn't going to turn down the opportunity, whether it was I couldn't do it or I was going to figure it out if I had to work 24 hours or whatever. And so yeah, I got the first 10 pages for, I think it's issue 23. And then I got to do issue 24, the last 10 pages on that also. It was fun.
So how did that feel to find, to be published and to see your stuff out there?
It was the dream come true, man. Yeah, it was the dream come true. So that was one of my biggest things, was to prove to myself, and it's cool to show your family that, hey, look, it doesn't matter what your age is, when you start, if you grind and you get a little luck your way, you can do some cool stuff. And I was super excited to get that opportunity.
Tina Marie Dick says that's very exciting, very cool, Chris. Congrats.
Thanks so much, Tina.
Now, do you have any of the original pages framed in the house?
I don't, because I'm going to get a couple printed, but because of the time frame, I want total digital on that. Because when I was talking to somebody, and they had said, the most important thing is meet that deadline. So that's kind of what my focus was. Like, I told them I wanted to do it, so I wanted to make sure I came through. So it was all digital for that.
All right, what are you working on now?
Just my stuff. I'm doing some covers. A Hellbringer cover, Mark.
Mark May,
I got it. Mark May. So Mark May's Hellbringer. I'm doing a cover for that. I got some other covers going on that they haven't announced yet, so I'm just kind of waiting.
Okay.
For them to put that out there, and commissions, and just working on my book. I think I've put that off for so long, and artistically, I feel like I'm hitting a stride. So I really wanted to hit that book. Down the road, I'll be working with Mark Polton, and we're going to be doing a book called Universals, and I think that's going to be sometime next year. Hell yeah, man.
Okay, so with your commission, what is your lead time, and where can people find you for a commission?
So you can hit me up on Facebook Messenger or Instagram, Chris Graves Art on Instagram. You can hit me up there, and it's normally a 2 to 3 week turnaround. Sometimes, like I talked about before, life happens, but I always kind of keep you in the loop. If something's ever going to be delayed, I let you know right off the bat. But it's kind of where I'm at with that now.
All right, we're going to have to get you back on there since you were late. Jaybo, if someone is looking for a toy, where can they find you online to get that special one and only toy? Or if they're looking for something that they can't find, where can they find you?
They can find me right here on Facebook. I am part of a collector group called BYOG. It's called Be Your Own Geek.
That's
awesome. A lot of collectors in there. We help everybody out. We share everything that is pop culture related, which is from art to pops to action figures to toys to cons that are coming up and stuff like that. And they can also find me on Instagram at, unfortunately, ArcherXUE. That's my old X-Men name that I had back there when I was doing role-playing games. Didn't want to change it. And then I'm also on TikTok as Jaybo Gen X. You can find me there as well, too. You guys can always shoot me a message, and you're more than welcome to help anybody out trying to find that toy.
All right. Now, before we wrap up, once again, I just want to mention the fundraiser for Sue Soares. Please head on over to that GoFundMe and donate if you can. But that is not the only fundraiser that we're going to talk about tonight. We are going to talk about Bacon Fest and the return of Bacon Fest. And Jaybo, can you please tell us about this tremendous piece right here and who it's by?
This piece of artwork was donated to us by Jim Lawson. Jim Lawson is one of the original four that worked on the Ninja Turtles. This is an 11 by 17 original piece of art. A lot of people don't know is that when Jim started, he started on one side, started the outline of the drawing, and he goes, I don't like it. So he flipped it over. He didn't waste, he didn't throw it away. He just flipped it over, and then he did this. So I tell people, so if you win this, you're getting two things. You get an original outline that he didn't like, and he flipped it over, and he did this amazing picture right here. We're only selling 150 tickets because we want to make this a very limited piece to get. $10 for the ticket. That will go 100% to our Autism Speaks charity that we do. As Lewis has come to, we run this event called Bacon Fest. Bacon Fest has been something that's been a close to heart, where we have a friend that has a son that is autistic, Chris Norris.
Team Christopher.
And ever since then, we found this place. My wife, lovely wife, found a place called the Hangover Pub in Worcester, which is a bacon gastrique restaurant. Everything is made with bacon there. If you're a vegetarian, you'll still go there and have bacon. I have a friend, no lie, once a year she goes there and she has bacon. So the chef and owner of this restaurant offers up his space to us every year. Unfortunately, with COVID, it was pushed off 2 years.
Yeah.
So this year it's going to be, we call it Bacon Fest 4, Return of the Bacon. 150 tickets. We are also going to be having cosplayers there. We're going to be having raffle prizes there. More original stuff has been donated. I've had some stuff donated by Todd Sadavarakis, Zombie Leader. Mm-hmm. He's donated stuff. We've had other artists. Even Jack Parcells has offered to donate a piece of art to us.
He will be. He will be. Angrygeeks will be there. Em, you're going to come hang out with me, right?
Oh, yeah.
I'm telling you right now, if you ever come into Worcester, Chris, you need to go to Green Street, 103 Green Street in Worcester, Mass. It's called the Hangover Pub. You will not be let down. This place is amazing. All bread is made in-house now. COVID happened. He said, I got to do something where it doesn't cost me an arm and a leg. Brought everything in-house. He's been featured on Man vs. Food. He was on Guys Grocery Games. He offers up everything to us to help us out with Bacon Fest. Jim Lawson
had me at bacon.
Jim Lawson has been one of our biggest supporters because he also has a son that is on the spectrum, and he donates to us all the time. I'm going to be seeing Larry Kinney, Mr. Lion-O himself. Yep. He is also going to be donating a piece of artwork to us for Bacon Fest as well too.
There you go. Em, please tell everyone where they can find you, your wonderful Cruella and Harley Quinn cosplay before we wrap up for the evening.
All right. Thank you, Lewis. So my Instagram is right there, Quinderella Cosplay. And you can also find my website, quinderellacosplay.com. That shows where I'm going to be next, my gallery, and all that other good stuff.
And I am Louis Perry. You can find me every week with that Wonder Woman Jamie Dolan or Quinn right here on the Angry Geek Show every Tuesday night with Jack Purcell on the Faces and Heels podcast, every Friday night with Mark May on the Mayhem Show, and right now on Pod TV on the Roku channel. We'll see you next week because we are the Angry Geeks. See ya.
You have been watching the Angry Geek Show on Pod TV. Visit our website today. And for guest bookings, email us at theangrygeekshow@gmail.com today.